Okay, this was supposed to be a test, so okay, let's gonna do something and just check out how good does this thing works. I guess that's the first time I'm trying this, so I had no idea how good could it work. Okay. Well, I'm going to start a new project using Neon City. What is this project about? It is actually about creating a lot of buildings pre-made, so anyone that owns Neon City pack will find a lot of presets and blueprints with many cool stuff. And I think the first time then you should be creating the level using Down Wizzard, which is a collection of scripts that I've created a while ago, and they are meant to be used actually for testing the environments in a top-down way, but I guess they could be used in a game. Although the problem is that they're not meant to control anything like I don't know, the players, or I mean they control where the player is in the building, but anything else. So if there's another character in the scene, it won't work fine because it's not meant to be played. I guess I could fix that in the future, but it's not like something I'm very concerned about, because this um, this scripts library are just meant for testing the environment assets that I create, so to ensure they look good and they can be used in a top-down way. Um, okay, let's create a level, and I didn't set any name for the level, so we're gonna say this is Neon Buildings, which is also the name of the scene and the name of the new package for the store. Okay. Uh, then, okay, I think it's a good moment to explain how the top-down wizard works, because there's no tutorial out there. So, okay, going to into this. To start working with top-down wizard, you just have to go to Window, DLNK, top-down wizard, and select the only option you have, which is level creator. And you can here set the name for the level you're creating. I mean, this is the main controller of all the environment that is going to work into a top-down way. And here is it. Here we can select the number of zones, and I've set to 1, and I think this is mostly enough for most of the environments, but this is used in case you want to separate different parts of significantly big city, or I don't know, different villages into the same level, whatever. So we just click on create level, and our scripts are set into this scene, and there's a lot of stuff out there. uh, we can here select the character. Okay, go step by step. First thing, we have this main game object, which is the top-down level manager, and it has a tag which is relevant because most of the other scripts will look for it. And here we have the top-down scene controller uh, with it's actually preset with the relevant stuff, so you can change. This is the key that is going to open the doors or activate the usable elements into your environments, which are actually called active elements. And this is the key. I think E is a very okay. I've lost the key. It is very common to be used into with this stuff. So we can here select the visible triggers that will allow us to see the triggers that um, work into the environments, but they are kind of annoying, so it is disabled by default, and you can enable whenever you want to look for them and edit the triggers. That doesn't apply to the active elements, just for the level switcher. There's some triggers into every level, normally in the stairs, or if there's an elevator, it could be there too, which define when are you into one floor or another. And here are the shaders that are being used into the top-down manager. And also you can select optimize deco, and that option, what it does is just to disable decoration elements when you switch from one level to another. In case that you have set some decoration props that you don't want them to disappear when you move from a floor to another, just put them into exterior deco instead of decoration. That's why there are two folders. Exterior deco is not affected by optimized deco. So next thing here is top-down level, TD level script, and it has a number of sound groups. That's what we've actually seen here, the number of sound groups, and by default we're going to use just one because this is kind of a great division, not very relevant if your scenario is not really big. What else? Okay, we are into this sound group that we haven't said the name. We're gonna call it buildings showroom, maybe. Okay, I know. Okay. This is just to create another sound group. So we're just changing the name of the game object, and that's it. Building showroom. We're not going to create any other. So in this point, Create new zone. Okay. I'm making a mess. Um, Here is where we create different zone groups, and into the okay there is okay. This is the zone group, and here is where we can create different zones. In this case, every zone is going to work as a building. We can say it's a building. Um, like, I don't know, this unnamed zone. It's going to be neon house 0. Okay, and so as said, every zone here into the top down group is going to be one building or one specific zone. That I mean this isn't gonna mix with other zones. So whenever you've created one zone, here we have a lot of options, like create new floor. By default we have just one floor, and into this floor there are all the game objects that are placeholders for the rest of our game objects. um, Into the top-down zone we also change ceiling shadow materials. What it is this option for? Okay, ceiling shadow um, is very often created with just boxes of very simple primitive shapes. um, so probably you don't want to mess with having to select all them and change the material for the ceiling material. There's a material that only works for creating shadow, and this button allows you to change all the materials that are into ceiling shadow, to change them for this one that is actually set here. See shadow. It is a custom shader that only it's transparent and only generates shadow. Okay, what else? As your cloning may say, what else? Do I have coffee? Do I have coffee? Yes, I do. Next thing, we have these visible triggers, and it works the same like this option, but in a local way. Visible triggers. Then we have okay. No. I had to fix the thing that I said. It's not correct. This visible triggers is not the same. This one is what makes visible the triggers that define when are you changing from a floor to another. And then you have this option, visible triggers, that will keep this trigger visibles into play mode. Okay, by default triggers are actually invisible in play mode. That's what you would actually want. But in case you want to test your scene or look for any mistake, anything that isn't working properly, you might want the triggers to be visible in play mode. Okay, that's why this option exists. Okay, then we can continue now. Um, so we have actually talk about this button that make visible, make triggers visible into edit mode in your scene, and actually make them invisible if you click it another time. Turn flows mesh static, that is as well as the change ceiling shadow materials button. This one is just for allow you to make a thing easier. Okay, just everything that is into this static floor, there's a division for ground and walls here, and everything that is into this folder will be converted to static. I mean, this is actually not an endless recursive function, so it will make it into 3 or 4 sub-object levels. So if your element here has a lot of parenting, maybe that there's a point where it won't work. And so if you know that, you might prefer to just click static here. Anyway, and the last button we have here is create new trigger. This one is pretty understandable, I think, and just create a trigger that allows you to set the player into one specific floor of the building. So if your trigger says you're in floor 0, then floor 0 will be the one that will be visible. In any other floor that is upper from 0 will be disabled, and only would remain the ceiling shadow. Okay, so, and more options we have here. New trigger, that is the number that we can find here in the left side of the floor name, and is the number of floor. Okay, we have floor size. This is the array that controls all the floors. And there's no triggers yet. Okay, we're going to create a very simple thing, like, I don't know, we don't even have any street here, but we can start with a building. I don't know, like basic floor, something bigger, like 5, 10 by 5, 10 by 10. Okay, this is, I think this is the bigger base element, so we're gonna set up as ground. Actually, this is the size of the decoration skyscrapers that are into this asset. And so it could be useful to use this size. We're gonna create something very simple. Okay, vertical, that are very simple pieces. I don't want that. City walls, street blocks, building blocks. Okay, building blocks, that looks interesting. Windows, interior, floors, and walls. Okay, we have this other floors, 5 by 5, 10 by 1. These are quite smaller. This doesn't have a 10 by 10 meters. Okay, no problem. In fact, I think this is quite a lot of space just for one building. We might prefer using more than one floor pieces, so we can control. Okay, where is the pivot? It is here. Okay. And why we want different pieces? Because we can do different levels. The walls, what we do have in the walls set: basic door, window, and another wall that is way cooler. This is kind of dirty, and this is Iceland is always 3. Yeah, looks like I made one character for that game I didn't know about. I mean, I actually know because there are a lot of people that told me, but I didn't know when I was doing it. Okay, maybe this one is too high. But it might work. Anyway, I actually don't want to make it extremely nice. Why? Because that would take me a lot of time, and in this case what I want is to explain how this system works. Okay, there's the door. We can use the doors as a decoration element into the wall, but it's too big for it. I don't think it would work. Okay, actually I'm making this this kind of floor that makes not very much sense. But I don't know. Okay, this walls, you can see it has kind of a black element here on top, and this is not supposed to be seen when you're playing, just unless you're into top-down mode. Okay, this is really small. I want a wider one, like this. This is perfect. Okay, so we have this stupid hole into the building and kind of a floor. Very simple, not not very logical indeed, but I actually don't care very much. This is just an example. So what do we want to do now? We want to make the walls for this first floor, and we're gonna include a door. Could be this one, a wide gate like this. This could be interesting. Okay, I didn't say anything, but I'm using this grid snap. It's just you just have to press Control key and Unity will do the rest for you. Or you can just click here. Okay, another wall. And maybe, just maybe, we can add some windows. Like this one. Okay, I guess the different walls can be mixed, but it will look weird because this has this black style and this one is different and way cooler with this effect of weird technology. Okay, I think we can fix this by using concrete or just like this. Okay, in fact, prefabs are very easy to edit in terms of materials. You can see how easy it is. They are composed by different prefabs, by different materials, so you can edit them easily. Very easy. Just like that. Okay, what else? What else? The window. We were about to include a window here. And where the windows are? Here. Okay, window. But this one is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted to include. Or isn't it? Maybe. Do I want to include this one? We should check how it works. I mean, there's two sets of prefabs into this asset, and one of them are these ones that looks very Dutch style, futuristic, and this other one that looks like concrete, light, rusty. But I think they could mix, just changing the textures. They could be mixed. Maybe. I'm not pretty sure. In fact. Well. Maybe they can be mixed. Maybe. It's just changing the textures. Okay, this one looks way better. Way better. We can add another one like this. Here. And another corner for this place. Okay, I don't remember where the corners are. Walls. It should be here. Okay, it is here. It's looking pretty nice. Okay. I'm actually including very much a lot of windows here. Oh, this is not going to close correctly. I think we need another extra asset. Okay. Let's gonna find if some of this is enough. This very wide, too much. And we have this one that it's actually not the correct size, but no, it's not. It's not the size of it. What could I do? Well, I actually can fix this thing in different ways. One of them is scaling this object into a certain number like 0.5 in this one. The only problem we will have is that textures will be actually stretched to fit. But if we are lucky enough, it won't be very noticeable, and that is good, at least good enough. If no one notices, we can say it's good. Good enough. Okay, so we have another thing here, and this weird hole that makes no sense in the middle of nowhere. Nice, just what we needed. Okay, we can do the same thing here as we did before, but actually we can delete this thing because it also has a border, so we don't need a pillar, and this one will make it perfectly. So we have the first floor of our building. No decoration, a little bit boring, no stairs to this hole, but it is done in a way. We can just select something that makes more sense for the floor. For what can it be? Maybe, no, this is not, definitely not okay. This is not okay also. Maybe bricks, no. Tiles, yes, tiles are the correct option. This might look good enough, and we can change these walls for something more interesting. Maybe we could. Maybe we could. Okay. There's a lot of changes we can do. Don't like it. Don't really like it. Okay, this looks a little bit better, but these broken tiles, they're very noticeable that they are being tiled and repeated, so I don't think that's a correct choice. Maybe this one looks better. Okay, we have one floor for this building. That is good enough for a start. And the next thing, we can just create a stairs. There should be stairs up there. Where are you stairs? Where? Street blocks, interior. I mean, I'm actually sure there are stairs, but I think too much time has passed since the last time that I created anything with this asset, so I actually don't remember where the stairs are. Don't remember. Streets, buildings, level, road, buildings, streets. No, this is not what I want. City builder, basic building blocks, street blocks, city walls, roof, interior. Where do I put the stairs? Street deco? That doesn't make any sense. It's not an active element because those are the doors. Deco buildings? No. Furniture? No. Okay. Streets, levels, road. There's a lot of assets, lot of prefabs here. Street blocks. Where are the stairs? I actually think I'm gonna have to just open my own demo scene to know where did I save the stairs. Street blocks, city walls, interior. It should be here in interiors, but I can find it. Build, streets, building, levels. No. What? This is crazy. I don't know where my own work. I don't know it. Lighting, pipes, street furniture, street art. What? How is it possible that I don't know? Where did I put these stairs? This is madness. It's a nonsense. Okay. We're going there. Just gonna check where the stairs are. I actually have no idea. I have no idea where are the stairs. Okay, they should be somewhere. We have stairs. Okay, here. Is it? There are stairs. Furniture. Oh, that's crazy. How is this asset into furniture? Okay, that was a poor decision. That was a poor choice. I think in the next update there will be in stairs category a different folder, and there's only one stairs. Should be more. I have to take note of all these things. Anyway, let's go back to our scene. Okay, it is into furniture. Okay, there are other stairs, but these are in a different folder. Okay. Hey, thank you, man. Still working, you know. In a different folder, that's crazy. Not a very good choice. Not a very good placing choice. It's gonna say this one is right here. Could be here. So you can get into this weird hole where I don't know what is the meaning of this place. But you know what? I don't care. I would care if that would be a real building for a game or something, but it's just is for a demonstration video, and I'm not going to care a lot. that would be into exterior deco. Why? Because as we said before, if this element is into decoration, it could be removed from the scene when you go to another level of this building. So into exterior deco it won't be removed. And I think we can just create maybe a little bit of a street here. That would be great. I think it would be. Like this. It is not fitting perfectly nice. Not. It doesn't fit. Why it doesn't fit? It is actually 0.1 upper the place, because 0 is where the street is, so the sidewalk is 0.1 over the floor. So our building, our neon building, our floor should be 0.1 over the ground, and that would fit perfectly with the street, with the sidewalk, because the street is actually lower. So we can do something like this, and there's a space in between that we don't want actually. So we have to include another piece of road, like this. Okay, that's good. We can set this one here. It is pretty easy using the grid snap. And another one like this. Okay. Well, I've moved it. This is not a perfect place. Okay. Numbers should be actually perfect into your transform, so they will fit correctly. Nice. So we have the street or our building, and on this point that I want to waste much more time on doing this, because it's actually close to be dinner time, and I want to end this small tutorial. I'm gonna create another floor that we're gonna call upper floor, and just like this, it's here, floor 1. Okay, we have to remember that there's a height of 3 meters for each floor and 0.1 for the street, so 3.1. Okay, we could also just set all the street and sidewalk into another game object and just lower down the street by 0.1, so our building will be based on 0. That might be easier than doing it that way, but the result is actually the same. Okay, and so as I want to end this as soon as possible, I'm gonna make a very simple second floor that would have actually, like, nothing. So just using a decorative building that there might be here, a lot of them, this is not pretty cool. Okay, this one might be better. Some kind of skyscraper or whatever, but this one is actually quite decorative stuff, so you can actually see how it doesn't very look realistic. Those windows that are actually plain, and it doesn't even fit the scale. So what would I do in this case? I would actually include another quite better designed building, even if it's empty, if it's just decorative, but it would be better to include another more detailed floor upper here, like this, something similar to this. Maybe another one. This is very big. It doesn't work. Okay. I'm selecting the same one all the time, or they're just so similar. Okay, this is not going to work, but okay, we can try with this one, and just set it into ground. Okay, the pivot is not in the place, but that's a thing we could fix. Well, we have the problem that there's a door here that it makes no sense unless we make it having sense. How can we make this door that look quite more logical than now? Maybe with the stairs or something that could be into street decoration elements. Streets, building, levels, road. No, street furniture. Maybe here. Okay, we can find here what we actually want, and that is what we want. That is what we want. We want this place to make sense, and this will make it. But it has 2 floors. Maybe another smaller one. Okay, this is actually not in place. Not in place. Okay. Fixed. This, I'm not sure it's going to work, because okay, it is messing with the entrance of our building. Maybe this one will do better. Okay. anyway. We can just not caring about this and just about making it work. Okay. There's a problem, and that's that we don't have any character here. So I'm going to include a simple character. This little robot will do the job. It is tagged at player. That should be enough, but I'm not sure. Maybe it is required to setting from here. Not pretty sure, actually. But okay, let's gonna add some effects. No, in fact, this is not very important. But the thing that it is to include triggers into the building so we can make it work as a top-down level. We have a new trigger, and this trigger is actually here. We have here the script trigger name, and then we are gonna call it street out. Target floor 1. 1, it means that if the target for this trigger is 1, it means that when you enter this trigger, this zone or this building is gonna set on the level 1, which is upper floor, so everything is going to be visible when you pass through this trigger. That is how it works. Okay, nice. And we're going to create another one. Create new trigger, and this one is going to be set to 0. So when you pass through this one, you will only see this floor. I think we can just check it out here. It should work. We can just check if it does. Okay, the camera is not set. Oh, I forgot about this. Target player. Where is it? Share echo, cam target. Select the target. Distance 5. Okay. And check it out. Will it work? It works. It works pretty nice. And why is sun entering? Because we have not set the ceiling shadow. That's the point of ceiling shadow. So we're going to create the ceiling shadow just to check how it works. We're gonna disable the second floor for us to be able to see. And in this floor 0, we are going to create a cube. Very simple. And this cube is expected to be 10, like this. Okay, and 5, 5. Okay, we can move it a little bit. Just here is it. It is very cool, nice, and like here, perfect. Another thing that we're going to check now is this button that change ceiling shadow materials. When clicking it, it should change this piece because it's into ceiling shadow game object, and it should change the material for the ceiling shadow material, which is just a shadow, and it does, and it will do this thing for every floor and for every element that is into ceiling shadow into every floor of your building. Okay, we can actually you can also check this visible triggers button. You can see how it switch the triggers, visible or invisible. So upper floor is enabled, and we can just check it out. There's no roof in there, but as we're playing top down, I think we might not care about this. We're gonna light this a little bit with the point light, and how can we explain this point light? What explanation to make it believable? Okay, it's going to check if we have here some lighting elements, like this one. Okay, that should work. That is an explanation for this light. Okay, we have a light here, and we might have another light. Maybe one of these. You know, in advertising here. Another one here. I'm gonna change the material for something a little bit cooler, like, I don't know, maybe this one. No, this is vertical. Okay. What else could it be? I think I don't care. Yeah, this one looks okay. Nice. So we can set a couple lights more that are justified because of these posters. But I'm changing both lights. Why? What is this? What does this mean? Oh no, it's just one. Okay, whatever. Anyway, we can just set another light here. This one's gonna be yellow, and because there will be a yellow advertising panel here, so that's why there's an option to disable the triggers, because when you are trying to decorate your scene, it might be quite annoying. So in a point you might want to make it invisible and just work on the decoration of the building, like I'm actually doing right now. Okay, is this a lighting effect? Well, a little bit weird. We can just use something like this. Okay, maybe the environment lighting is a little bit strong. We can just add there's no effects. Where should be the effects? Create empty effects, and we're going to use post volume the where is it? Where is it? Is this one? Okay. Post process layer, default, and the effects should be global, and it's working now. It's just working now. Okay, we have the effects, the ambient occlusion, the bloom, whatever that can be achieved with built-in. That is not pretty much, but it's better than nothing. So good enough. We can add something like an advertising here. Another thing, and you can just waste your day decorating your scene like if it was The Sims. It's quite entertaining. And there's a lot of decoration elements that you can use. Really a lot of them. I actually used to forget how much of stuff are included in this asset. In fact, creating levels is very entertaining. It really is. There's a lot of stuff out there. Beans. A lot of stuff. So we can actually decorate a little bit our building. Not so much, because I'm going to end this video, but a little bit. We have actually not set any door, but it's too late. That would be another video. Okay, where is the building decoration? Okay, here is it. What is it? This is a crate. Okay, it's way cool. I didn't know I've actually crafted this thing. There's a table here. I mean, actually, this building makes no sense. Why is this building for is a question that won't ever be answered. But okay, this barrel is big. Okay, there are many things here. Finally, I've never used these stairs, which are pretty cool, but not necessary for this case. Items, there are several items here. Glass of water. Something that looks like a food thing. There's not very much decoration elements. Should create more. Okay, that's nice. So we can say this building is almost done. I've just thrown all the decoration elements in the middle of nowhere, but they should be into this decoration game object, into its correct floor. But in this case it wouldn't be very important because it's the only wind floor and it's the street floor, so it won't mess anything. A little bit of lighting here. Okay, so gonna check how it looks. Let's gonna play. So we can get here into our place and just ta-da! And it perfectly works on top down. So that's how it works. And I think it's enough tutorial for today. So see ya!